Okay.
So can you start by telling me your name?
My name is Marcus Kelly.
Okay. And if you don't mind me asking, when were you born?
I'm born in 71.
Okay.
I'm born right at Emmanuel Hospital, right on Vancouver. What's that, Vancouver? Right by Dawson Park, right down the street.
Okay.
So I'm born and raised around this neighborhood.
And were your parents from this area?
No, well, my mother's them. They from she's from Arkansas,
Okay.
and my dad he's from California. But my twin, so I have a twin brother,
Okay.
identical twins, and me and my brother was actually born here in Portland, Oregon.
Okay. And so, did you know this building from going to church here or doing anything in this building?
Yes, yep. When I was, well, my church is Mount Gully Baptist Church. Is on Rightney and Stant. So we used to fellowship here when we was kids.
Okay.
We used to come to this church when it was a church. We used to come here and fellowship on third Sundays.
Okay.
Here.
Okay. And tell me about what you remember from that. What does it mean to fellowship?
Fellowship means that other congregation churches from different churches, we all come together and we fellowship every third Sunday. Like the preachers, they all get together, and then all the choirs and stuff like that. So we all sing in one choir, and so we all fellowship every third Sunday.
And so it was a lot about singing together.
Right.
And would there be services?
Yeah, it was services. Yeah, services too. But my dad was a gospel singer, so he used to come here and sing a lot too back in the days. We had services here too.
So during services, he would come and be a part of the choir or sing?
Well, my dad, he has a quartet group, a gospel group.
Oh,
so after the church service is over, the Red Cock service would come, and then that when my dad, you know what I'm saying, he would bring other groups at 3 o'clock and perform here.
To play at the Mount?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, and what's your father's name?
My dad is named Hillary Kelly, but he passed on.
Okay. And where is he from?
My dad, well, this is my stepdad though, he was from Mississippi.
And when did your folks come here?
I want to say early 60s.
Okay. And did you ever hear stories? You're probably a little too young, but you were around when there was a lot of civil rights things happening. And do you remember hearing stories from your parents or seeing things during those times related to like people agitating for freedom? Or
yeah, like at that time I was I was young at that time, so I would never ever try to remember.
Yeah, okay. Let me ask you about, when we were kids, we had like the run of the places where we lived,
Right.
And so when you were like 10 or 12 years old, and it was summertime or whatever, you were just probably out in the world with your family, with your brother and things like that.
Right.
Can you tell me some places you go or things you do?
When I was a kid, the only thing I can remember is just enjoying life, having fun, just taking trips. When I was a kid, though, because we used to go to Jefferson High School.
Okay.
That's right up the street from here. And so we used to, then my auntie, like I said, though, she lived right across the street, like 3 or 4 houses down from here.
Okay.
Just right across the street. And so this church been here forever. Then, as a matter of fact, I have some close friend of mine that used to live right next door to the church.
Oh, yeah?
Right next door. They used to live right next door
when
to
you were a kid?
Yes. Yes. And so this church been here forever. That's good, forever.
So you would check in on your cousins, your friends. And did you ever play in this church or?
Yeah, we played in here. Like I said, our church used to fellowship with this church every third Sunday. So I've been to church singing it when it was, was a real church then. And then the last time I seen this church was up and running, my friend of mine, his name is Frederick Woods. Okay. He was like the last person had this church, but he had a nonprofit organization, and so he was getting people was getting out of prison, they had nowhere to go to, so he would house them here in this building. Yes.
And his name is Frederick.
Frederick Woods. So you probably want to get a hold to him.
Yeah. Are you in touch with him?
Yes. I got his number too.
Oh. Maybe can I take your number and call you or text you to hook up with him?
Yeah, of course. Of course. Of course.
What is your number?
My 513 901 8702. Marcus.
Marcus.
Yes.
And do you remember anything about the program? What was wonderful that I'm learning about this place is there were food programs, there was programs for mental health. I had never heard about this program. So would like recently incarcerated people, he would give them a place to stay?
In this church. In this church, it was like, this probably around about 10 years ago.
Okay.
Probably about 10 years ago.
So since the
2000s. Since the last time this was up and running.
Okay.
Up and running. And then after that I left and moved on and stuff. So he moved on to to do some ministry and stuff like that too somewhere else.
And they'd stay here, there's like an apartment.
Well, it wasn't no apartments up in here at the time. It was just like he just housed them in like little rooms here, inside the hallways. You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How many people would be here at a time, do you think? Do you remember?
Well, at the time though, he was still running the church here at the time. So he had members. He had a couple of people here and there. We getting out of prison. He was helping them.
And he'd maybe give him work to do. Or
right.
Like that. Okay. My timer went off.
Okay, that's fine.
But I want to ask you. You're from here. I feel like you care about this place. What are some of the things that you think we need in this community right now?
Right now, man, I seen a lot in through this community because this place just need help. People need to come together and work together instead of like being separated. And that's the only thing I see here. People need to come together and work together to keep everything around here working, function, and make everything better around here. Because I have a nonprofit organization too myself.
Yeah, what's that?
Called Bad Area Services. So we go around and clean up all the homeless campsites around, and so that's my organization is.
How do you call it?
Bad Area Services.
Okay. Thank you. Well, I'm going to hit you up to talk more about this and see if we could connect with Frederick.
Yes.
Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
your time.